This offer is going to be catered to really any business, but more specifically those businesses who don't necessarily have a huge or a great deal of foundation built on the web. What I mean by that is websites, profiles, any robust list of citations, things where your website is being pointed to from other websites on the internet. So that is basically the foundation of all websites. It's almost par for the course now in 2021 and going into 2022 and beyond, is you're going to need all of these other places beyond just a website to associate with your website to give search engines a better idea of what your website is about and more confidence in serving your website to other prospects and leads instead of to your competitors. And here's how we're going to accomplish that. So in 3 months is the dash, so to speak. And this is obviously something that can be continued and built on after that. However, this is a program for 3 months, very dedicated, very focused, and very thorough. Things that are highlighted in green are going to be ongoing things. I'll make mention of some things in here that are not highlighted green that could be ongoing, but not necessarily for our purposes. Color-coded just for your benefit to understand and conceptually see. I'm like a visual guy, right? So I get something in my head, and I have a picture. It kind of brings it to life for me. And then conversion optimization. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but it's not offered in our regular packages. However, we can add that to any package or a la carte as you see fit. And conversion optimization is going to be very important when you start to get traffic, and you're wondering now, hey, how can I close these guys, or how best can I take that traffic and get them to a point where they're more likely to make a sale than they are at this point. So it all starts with your website, and accordingly your Google My Business pages. And there's two splits in the SEO world. It's the world of on-page SEO and the world of off-page SEO. On-page SEO tends to be the things that you have a lot more control of than off-page SEO. This includes details on your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to just expand one at a time here. So on-page optimization, this is going to include things like in-depth keyword research for your service, your business, your location, and the competitors around you. See what's ranking for what, and who's ranking where, and what are the buyer intent keywords, what are the research-based keywords, so we can sort of create an SEO campaign catered around words and search queries that are going to get you results in the end. Other things that are on page are things like your titles, your tags, your URL structure, your meta descriptions, the interlinking of a site, meaning all the links on a site, where are they going within your site? So a link to your homepage from a page about, let's say if you're a plumber, a page about replacing your toilet, it's going to link to another associated page about that. And this is all SEO talk, and it's basically a matter of linking, siloing your links or categorizing your links in a way that a Google algorithm or any search algorithm can crawl it appropriately and organize and index your information appropriately. And more often than not, I see, especially with local businesses, is that they don't really they don't really know what they don't know, so they don't really optimize these areas well, and it's well within your grasp to do this on your own or have somebody do it. We've been working at this for well over a decade. Our experience is over 100 years with the people in my mastermind group that we execute on these strategies. So you can rest assured that when we do on-page optimization for your business, the titles, the tags, the URL structures, the descriptions, the interlinking, your anchor texts, all of that is going to be appropriate and effective in getting you to rank as much as it can. And conversion optimization obviously is an on-page factor. You want your website to be some place where people visiting not only appreciate what you have, but are persuaded, enticed to want to take further action. And that's something we can talk about in further places. So that's all going to be done in month 1. As well, we're going to move over to your Google My Business, getting that set up and optimized. So what we do with your Google My Business is we optimize for location and service-based keywords. Super big, because Google My Business is all about relevance to the location and the services you offer. So we get that knocked out of the way, and we do that through various options, through various methods, I should say. Everything we do, I should mention, is done using Google standard practices and procedures. So nothing quote unquote black hat or gray hat here. The things we do, excuse me, the methods we employ to rank your website and to optimize your website are all Google standard practices. These are procedures that Google itself has highlighted as being effective, and it's procedures that we, as a business, have used with success to confidently and competently rank websites without second questioning. It's almost like putting your website in a conveyor belt, and on the other side comes out a result, which is ranking, traffic, conversions. That's the system we've built here for this 90 days. So we optimize things like your metadata of your images on your My Businesses, your videos, keywords there as well. We're going to optimize all of that. We're also going to do weekly posts. Google My Business has become a hub for prospects to make decisions. In other words, a lot of the times businesses are booking more clients and customers directly through a Google My Business listing. And because of that, you want to have a listing that's active and that's being populated with content regularly, so that, again, an algorithm gets pinged and shows you above all else. Because, if I just sat here logically and said, there's two businesses. One business posts every single week updates about their business, what they're doing, deals, offers. And then there's another business where it looks like there's cobwebs at their door. You're more likely to go with the business who's been having their finger on the pulse, who's updating their customers, who's top of mind, right, to your customers. And Google takes that into consideration when ranking your websites. So the weekly posts, these are ongoing, obviously. Everything in the gray, these are done in month one. We're going to move on to off-page optimization. Off-page optimization includes everything that's done outside of the web assets you own. So outside of your website, outside of your Google My Business, this is where real rubber meets the road. A lot of the times in non-competitive markets, you can get away with great on-page optimization and rank a website in a very low competition market and low competition area. However, when you branch out and you start to get to larger populated areas, larger cities, it's going to take a little bit more than just on-page optimization, which a lot of businesses are already taking care of. It's going to become a game of off-page optimization. And what we do is to give you guys an edge over your competitors. One, we're researching your competitors directly using industry standard tools that allow us to kind of pull the curtain back, see what your competitors are ranking for, see what pages they're ranking for, see what words they're using, see the very same things we optimize for your on-page. We're going to see what's optimized for the ranking pages of certain keywords. So it's not a copy and paste game, but we basically figure out what is already working. It's no guesswork. We see what is working, and then we just do that or more. We break a threshold, and then that is typically enough for the algorithm to ping your site as more relevant and more appropriate for a customer than one of your competitors. And it's a very simple process. So deep competitor analysis and research. Like I said, we dive deep into what's ranking for your competitors, what's working for them, if they're spending money on advertising, how much of their organic traffic, what is the value of that in terms of dollars and cents as compared to where you are. And, because what we're doing is we're painting a picture for your business to see what the market is for your services on Google. So whether it's pay-per-click or organic traffic, what you're going for ultimately is a return on investment. So whether that's SEO or that's ads, you want to know that what you're putting into your marketing and advertising, you're going to get at least that. I mean, at least that back. I would say at least double that back or more, but at least it back so that you're not deficit spending for nothing. And so we do that by not guessing. We win first, then we attack. So things like foundational links, we're going to expand this. These are Web 2.0s and social media profiles, and we do this to build sort of a fortress around your website. So these are like Facebook's, LinkedIn pages, Yelp pages, Better Business Bureau, and very specific, Weebly profiles. These are all websites that have high authority on the internet and high authority in regards to the trust that a business like Google gives to these websites. And I don't want to get too much into the weeds, but when you have a if you have a website from Google pointing to your website, that's a big trust factor. That's a big authoritative factor for your website, and Google awards your website with that. So what we do is we surround your main hub, your money site, your website, with appropriate foundational links that all point to you. So these are just other areas on the websites, and these include citation and directory links, which we get into on month 2. But what these do is it gives a reference point for the search algorithm to say, hey, this website is also seen on these other websites, and all of these other websites that we're building all have some type, they either have some type of authority generally on the web, something like Google or Facebook or YouTube. These are very authoritative sites that Google trusts. The algorithm trusts when you're getting a link from them. And on the flip side, you're going to get very relevant sites. So you're going to get, outside of your foundation links, citations and directory links, we have the ability, and even with the social medias and the foundation links, we have the ability to manipulate the actual URL of these sites when we create them. And there's so much power in that, because when you're dealing with a search algorithm, all it deals with is data, and really when you come down to it, words. So it's pulling certain words from certain places all over the web, and it's indexing all of that stuff and categorizing that stuff behind the scenes. So that way, when somebody searches on Google for a query, it's going into that index, and through all of that specific categorized stuff that this algorithm has organized, it pulls out the most relevant information. So all we're doing is we're helping that algorithm associate what our website is about and that it's trustworthy. And we do that by building the Web 2s, the foundation links, and then we move on into some more powerful links, like citations and directory links. Now these are going to be more specific for your name, address, and your phone number, especially if you're a service-based business. Having mixed signals out on the web is so damaging to your business, so damaging to your brand, because I want to highlight that a Google algorithm, and this might sound a little elementary to you, and that I'm being insulting to your intelligence, but I'm not at all. But the algorithm is not a man or a woman like you and I. It cannot think. It can only process data and organize data. And so we have to treat that entity, Google's algorithm, like a kid. And we have to basically feed it everything we want it to associate with our website. And these include like very little things like your images. We're not just going to be uploading images directly from your desktop without renaming the file, without renaming the metadata, because these are things that the bots that crawl your website, that's the data that they're actually picking up on. And it's these little things that make you stand out, especially in competitive markets, because it's cutthroat, and a lot of these businesses are pouring lots of investment into their marketing. And so you just want to be one step ahead, and this is how we do it. So the citations and directory links are great for your name, address, and phone number. A great way to get real good relevance for who you are as a brand is to make sure that that name, address, and phone number is the same across all of your web assets. And this means things like brackets in your phone number versus dashes in your phone number, or an ampersand versus writing the word AND. Like this stuff really matters. And what we do is we do an audit, citation audit, cleanup, and building. So we'll go out, scour the web for things that you already have out there, see if there's any missing or incongruent data, fix that data for you, and then build new ones, new opportunities. And again, this is all foundationally building an empire of websites that have relevance for locations, for your services, and for authority and trust. So that a website like Google says, okay, we trust that this website, this plumber, this lawyer, this HVAC company is the trustworthy one for us to put in front of our customers. And then finally, guest posting and backlink, we can start on month 1, but I also say that this could be like a month. Let me do this. It's actually month 3. I should change that color. So this should be yellow. But guest posting and backlinking, these are among the most powerful links you can get, because they're coming from us reaching out directly to blog owners, website owners, and we do a very specific, thorough vetting of the types of websites we go out for guest posts on. So if you are a plumber, we're going out and we're trying to find plumbing related websites to get a blog post or an article on or a link to. And the reason we do that is because, again, we're associating good, relevant information with that algorithm. When it crawls a website, let's say, for instance, you have a website called plumber.com, and you want that website to be associated with Google as a plumber in California. So if I get a link, and if we know that the way Google does that is it goes out on the internet to other websites and collects data from websites to see what's relevant and what relates to what. So knowing that ahead of time, if I told you that, your website has two links. One link, plumber.com, links one time to just a pet food website, and this pet food website is super authoritative. Let's say it's even PetSmart.com. You get a link from PetSmart.com. Well, that's a very powerful site. However, the relevance to plumbing is so low. So not that it would be a bad link to get, but it's just incongruent to what we're going for, what our goal is. So what we do is we vet out websites that have the best of both worlds. The best of the authority, the best of the power, as well as the best of the niche, the relevance, the location. So we're out there, we're scouring the web, and we're looking for blog owners in that very specific boundary, and we reach out to them and we get these links back from them. And these are among the most powerful links ever that you can get for your website. They're legitimate. They can't be gamed. They can't be faked, and that's a real honest signal for your website. That's going to help it rank inevitably. And then these linking to second and third tier links, all that means is all this link building we've done here, and this is link building. Off-page optimization is the process by which we build links to point to your website. Okay, what we're going to do here as a secondary and tertiary method of powering up your main website indirectly is by powering up these links that we build. So remember, if your website gets more powerful by the links pointing to it that are more relevant and authoritative, then it can only get more powerful if these links have links built to it that are also powerful, relative, and abundant. Correct? So that's the small and the short of it. Okay, we do on-page optimization and off-page optimization for both your website and your Google My Business. That's basically taken care of in month 1. Month 2, we move on to citation and directory links, and we bleed that out throughout the whole month. And that's something that can also go into month 3 and ongoing as we find new opportunities. And in month 3, that's when we're doing some things like guest posting and backlinking. We're looking for more opportunities. We're possibly looking out for more niche-related directories, things where we might have to go out and buy a link on a certain directory site, and it may very well be worth it. And then there's also ongoing things. Conversion optimization, I'm going to expand that a little bit. These are things like website redesign, or little nuanced changes that you want done to your website that are going to help navigate a user, like the user interface. That's not necessarily what we focus on as SEO, and there's a very specific reason we did that. We didn't want you, as our clients, to get confused and be blurry as to what it is we're providing. With SEO, we are providing SEO, search engine optimization, that will rank your website and get you more traffic. No more, no less. There is slight conversion optimization factors that we do take care of off the bat. Little things like hyperlinks to phone numbers or emails on a contact page, on a home page. Things like that we can take care of. Like, for instance, if you have a telephone number that you can't click on and you want it to be clickable, we can click that for you. We'll do that for you at no extra charge. But I mean, if we're talking like conceptually building a new website and a redesign, which we absolutely take care of that, and the conversion is incredible because we've done a lot of testing on what makes a local website rank and convert well, and so we have templates for that. You can just feel free to ask us, and we can either do that as an addition to the program, or we can do that a la carte if you're already ranking and you're just worried about conversion optimization. So all in all, everyone, I just wanted to let you know that this is what we have going on. I'm really excited that this offer's out and that it's complete. And if you are interested, you can reach me directly at my line. It's 609-635-8789. This is my life. I do this every single day. We're very different than what we like to call dirty dinosaurs, these big corporate businesses with lots of red tape who intimidate you with packaging and pricing but really don't offer you anything. And you can, right now I'm asserting that is true, but perhaps you've had experiences with companies like this where they promise you the world and they don't deliver. Well, we have real-world experience working with local businesses, e-commerce businesses, and we've successfully ranked these businesses and got them more traffic and more business, and that's exactly what their KPIs were looking for. If you want more information on who we've helped and how we can help you, you can visit the success tabs at our homepage, and there's a couple of case studies that we've built out for you to check out before you want to get on a conversation or even join us and get your website ranking and get some traffic. So anyway, this is Roberto with Orange County SEO Experts, and hope this was a little clearer and thorough for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll be here. Thank you very much.